Hi. In talking about knowing your own truth, it should hold more weight than many of us allow it to hold. The narcissist comes on very, very strong. And in doing so, it can often make us ignore our own boundaries that we have normally in place in life for people because they come on so strong that we convince ourselves that what we see isn't what we see. You know what's what. You know what's what. And if you have boundaries and you've already broken some to be with them, that's something that we need to check. For example, if I'm going to use my pronoun is he, if the guy is still married, they're going to come on to you and say, "Ooh, but I'm getting divorced, I promise." Well, let me tell you something. Getting divorced, thinking about divorce, talking about divorce, that's not the same as divorced. Almost divorced, that's not the same as divorced. Someone is either married or divorced. Period. Don't fall into that trap. Sometimes somebody, okay, at my age, I'm 53 years old, a big red flag, a boundary for me is if somebody is renting and they have no good transitional reason that they are, meaning they did get divorced. They're renting in between. Now they're going to buy something else. And the reason that has nothing to do with money. That has to do with ambition. That has to do with if they're renting and they have no good reason, especially if they're renting like a room from somebody and they don't even have a lease. Guess what? They have bad credit. They have no money. They have, it could be, they don't like permanency. Like, those are bad signs. Okay, another one, obviously, they might portray it as, oh, they're a partier, they're a good time. Guess what? They're an alcoholic and they're into cocaine. But you overlook it because, and those are deal breakers for many of us, but you overlook it thinking, oh, he just did it once and he does drink a lot, but he's fun. No, look at the realness of the situation. Another big thing that is a boundary, in my opinion, look out for the people that claim to be overly religious. In about 10 or 12 years, I dated 3 flat out narcissists. 3 of them. Guess what? They all went to church. They all prayed at night on their knees. They all said grace before dinner. And they all, you know what I mean? It is, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. That can be a good thing. But if then you get to the devaluation phase and you look at that and you say, but that doesn't even go together. How can you say you believe in all of this and they keep a cross up and they do that when you treat people like this? In all religions across the board, be kind to others is a tenet. So beware of that. Impetuous decision making, reckless driving, talking about others negatively, obsessed with their looks to the point of absurdity is another red flag. All of these things that if they are not in your arsenal as boundaries, you probably should put them in your arsenal as boundaries because they all lead to a conclusion that may be that they're a narcissistic abuser. And we haven't even gotten into the point of how they treat you yet. These are just upon meeting someone, getting to know someone. If you see all of these different things and make up your own, or you might have maybe some of these triggered them, you know what? She's right. He said grace every meal. Nobody that says grace every meal and believes in it inside their heart would turn around and then mistreat you in the way that they did. That's a dissonance. That is a contradiction, a big, huge red flag about behaving one way and pretending to behave another. You follow what I'm saying? It isn't. This particular video is all about them. Like, I want you to look at who you're really dealing with. Like, are they a partier and spontaneous and fun? Or are they just stupid, reckless, and unhealthy? Do they have addictions, which most narcissists do, and they maintain those addictions? I said alcohol and cocaine because those can be big, big, big ones. They want to numb themselves. They can't face their own feelings about themselves. So they stay distracted with people and with substances. It's very, very common to have that be present with a narcissistic person. it shouldn't even, when anyone exhibits any kind of behavior like these extremes, you shouldn't even be able to get, they shouldn't even be able to get to the point of devaluation. It should be in the beginning, date 1, maybe date 2, okay, nice to meet you, bye-bye. 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 And if you did that, imagine all of the things you would have missed. All the pain that they would have caused you would have been gone. I really encourage you to look at red flags. Look at them closely. Do not ignore them. Don't take reckless driving from a grown man as fun. It's stupid. No, it's stupid. He could kill you. He could kill himself. It's not smart. So you really need to dissect the meanings of his behaviors and what they may actually mean, as opposed to what you're trying to convince yourself that they mean. So that's the key here. So look at all the red flags and really question whether or not you want to be with a person that has all of these things wrong with them. They are things that are wrong with people. And if you examine them and put true light on them before you really get into the good manipulation and they have you, is your best bet. I encourage you, look at the black and white truth of the person with whom you are spending time. Right, Minnie? She agrees. Okay. Good luck.